Hello everyone, let's talk about the government grants. Ano ba tong government grants na to? Government grants it's a form of assistance from the government na specific sa entity. So, first of all, ano ba muna ang ibig sabihin ng government assistance? Ang government assistance, dapat nating malaman or maintindihan na dapat specific ito sa entity. Yung makukuhang economic benefit ng entity ay specific lang sa kanya. Hindi siya yung incidental lang, kumbaga. Meron kasing mga ginagawa ang gobyerno na nakakapagbigay ng incidental economic benefit sa entity. Like for example, yung paggawa ng kalsada. Possible dahil nagawa yung kalsada, magkakaroon ng mas maraming customers si entity. Therefore, magkakaroon siya ng more economic benefit. However, yung paggawa ng kalsada na yon ay pangkalahatan. Hindi lang siya ginawa para sa isang entity, 'di ba? So, ibig sabihin, yung economic benefit hindi magiging specific sa entity, which is hindi yun sakop ng government grants. Ang sakop lang natin sa government grants ay dapat nakaspecific lang yung benefit sa entity. Ano ba ang example ng mga government assistance under sa government grants? Nasa standard, ito yung free technical or marketing advice, provision of guarantee, o di kaya government procurement policy na responsible for a portion doon sa entity sales. Ano ba yung government procurement? Yung sa, 'di ba, magbebenta tayo sa gobyerno, parang ganoon. So, posibleng gumawa ng policy si government para magkaroon ng tawag nito ng economic benefits sa entity for that procurement policy. Also, yung tax benefits. Like for example, si government nagbigay siya ng, kumbaga, amnesty or di kaya pinatawad niya yung utang ni entity sa kanya, yung tax liability niya sa kanya. Yun, pwede natin yun makonsider as government assistance since yung economic benefit ay nakaspecific lang sa entity. So, ano ba yung scope ng PAS 20? Kasi ang nag-govern dito sa government grants ay PAS 20. Ano ba yung included and yung excluded? Ang included sa PAS 20 ay yung accounting and disclosures sa government grants. So, yun, merong mga may specifications si PAS 20 kung ano yung mga dapat na dinidisclose dito sa government grants and how it is accounted. Also, yung disclosure ng mga government assistance. Next, for the exclusions, ito yung government grants under hyperinflationary economies. Ibang standard na kasi mag-govern ito. Next is tax benefits. So, ano ba yung difference nitong tax benefits na sinabi ko doon kanina na makukonsidered as government assistance? Itong excluded sa PAS 20 na tax benefits, ito yung mga income tax holidays, investment tax credits, accelerated depreciation allowance, and yung reduced income tax rates. Bakit hindi yun included? Kasi, yun yung mga tax benefits na pangkalahatan. Hindi siya nakaspecific lang sa entity. Di ba nga, ang goal natin dito sa government grants ay dapat ang economic benefit ay specific lang sa entity. Next is yung government participation sa ownership sa entity. Hindi kasi yun, parang lang yun eh. Kumbaga, parte na ng management mo ang government. So, dapat hindi siya makonsidered sa government grants. Kaya, hindi siya sakop ng PAS 20. Next is yung government grants covered by PAS 41 or yung agriculture. Kasi, iba na yung mag-govern dito. Yung PAS 41 na. So, hindi na siya mako-cover dito sa ating government grants. So, when do we recognize ba itong government grants? I-recognize lang natin itong government grant kapag meron tayong reasonable assurance. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa FAR, almost lahat ng standards for assets, kahit hindi nga lang assets, liabilities, kailangan meron tayong reasonable assurance na ano yung magiging reasonable assurance natin na yung entity ay magko-comply sa gusto ng government para maging, magko-comply si entity sa kapalit ng government grant na yon, and yung grant ba ay marireceive talaga ng entity. Kasi kung wala tayong reasonable assurance na susunod tayo dun sa gusto ng gobyerno or wala tayong reasonable assurance na marireceive natin talaga yung grant, hindi natin dapat i-recognize yung government grant. Kasi take note na yung receipt, kahit sabihin na natin na marireceive na natin yung government grant, hindi yun magiging conclusive evidence na susunod tayo or marireceive na natin. Kasi posible, for example, binigyan lang tayo ng papel na magkakaroon ka ng government grant. Pero tayo, sa perspective ng entity, alam natin na hindi pala tayo mag-comply, then we should not record the government grants kasi magkakaroon tayo ng overstatement sa ating asset o di kaya sa government grant na to. Therefore, kailangan natin yung reasonable assurance na makakapag-comply tayo o di kaya marireceive talaga natin yung government grant. So, how do we measure naman yung ating government grants? First is, punta muna tayo sa monetary. So, we measure the government grants kapag cash at face value, receivable naman at fair value, forgivable loan at carrying amount of the loan, and kapag yung loan with zero interest or below the market rate, yung discount dun sa loans payable, yung measurement natin sa government grants. And kapag non-monetary naman, fair value or nominal amounts, tsaka yung mga direct cost. Next, we also have to take note na ang ginagamit din natin dito sa government grants ay matching concept. What does it mean? So, i-record lang natin yung government grants, for example, sa specific expenses over the period of the expense. Kapag depreciable asset, proportion to depreciation. Pag non-depreciable, cost of meeting conditions. Kapag expenses naman or losses already incurred when receivable. Anong ibig sabihin doon? In summary, i-record lang natin yung government grants kapag yung related item doon sa government grants na yun ay i-recognize na rin natin. Hindi dapat mauna yung government grants kesa dun sa item na naka-specific for that government grant. So, we'll talk about next further dito kapag may computation na tayo. Next, paano naman natin ipapresent yung government grants? So, meron tayong grants related to asset and grants related to income. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Kapag sinabi kasi natin related to asset, ito yung reason kung bakit tayo nabigyan ng government grants. It's either bibili tayo, gagawa, or magkakaroon tayo ng long-term asset. So, yung asset na yun, yung pinaka-reason bakit tayo nagkaroon ng government grants. So, meron din tayong two options under the governments related to assets kung paano natin ipapresent. Sa SFP or sa SCI. So, itong dalawang to, meron tong two options on how to present as well. Kapag sa Statement of Financial Position, it's either the gross method or the net method. Or gross presentation or net presentation. Anong ibig sabihin ng gross presentation? I-recognize natin as deferred income or liability yung government grant. So, ibig sabihin, kapag tapos na or nagkaroon na nasa atin na yung asset, doon lang natin i-recognize as income yung ating government grant. Pero kapag net method naman or net presentation, deducted na sa carrying amount agad yung amount ng government grant. So, later on, mas maiintindihan pa natin to kapag meron na tayong computation. Next naman is the Statement of Comprehensive Income or sa profit or, ito yung sa profit or loss section. So, sa gross presentation, separate other income natin ipapresent yung government grant. However, kapag net presentation, deducted naman ito sa depreciation expense. So, next is yung grants related to income. Kapag grants related to income, isa lang yung option natin, which is yung to present it sa Statement of Comprehensive Income or Profit or Loss section. So, ano ba yung dalawang presentation doon? Same lang din sa nauna, yung gross and net presentation. Same lang din, separate other income kapag grants related to income, and kapag net presentation naman is deducted from related expense. Next, kailan lang tayo magkakaroon ng repayment? May repayment tayo ng government grant kapag hindi natin nasunod yung mga condition na gusto ng government. So, since dalawa yung option natin sa presentation, dalawa din yung magiging option natin pagdating sa repayment. So, kapag related to net presentation, meron tayong increase sa carrying amount, then i-recognize natin yung additional depreciation. Take note, this will be prospective. Next naman, kapag gross presentation, ito, and then net and gross kapag related to income ang repayment natin, iisa na lang ang magiging treatment natin. Yun yung kailangan i-apply natin yung muna natin yung against any amortized deferred income and any excess shall be recognized immediately as expense. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Since kasi 'di ba wala tayong asset dito, wala tayong makukunan ng depreciation. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga nauna nating, or yung mga hindi pa natin, yung mga deferred income pa natin, doon natin i-apply yung payment natin. Kumbaga, babalik na rin natin yung entry natin. Later on, pakita ko sa inyo. And then, yung sobra doon, or yung mga nakaraan, i-recognize na natin as expense. So, I guess medyo malabo pa to sa inyo, pero I'll discuss further kapag nagbigay na ako ng entries. Next naman, let's go to disclosure. Ano ba yung mga disclosure dito sa government grants? Meron tayong accounting policy and presentation method. Tapos, i-disclose din natin yung nature and extent. And next, yung mga hindi pa natin na-fulfill na conditions or other contingencies. And take note na hindi tayo required dito sa government grants na mag-disclose ng name ng government agency. So, lagi nyo itong tatandaan kasi madalas din itong natatanong. Ano ba yung mga disclosure sa government grants? Accounting policy, and yung presentation method natin. Ito yung nasa taas. Tapos, yung nature and extent ng government grants, unfulfilled conditions, at saka yung mga other contingencies, and not required, tandaan, not required tayo na mag-disclose ng name ng government agency. So, yun muna for now. For our next lecture videos, we'll discuss further dito sa government grants, yung mga entries o di kaya yung computation. That's all. Thank you and see you on our next video.